following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at Nye Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my Nye VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyvwofrome.com.
Want to know what's going on at the D? Hit up DisruptionNetwork.net and check out our events calendar, brought to you by the Events Co. Find out about upcoming guests, special events, concerts, show schedules, community activities, and more. Get connected at DisruptionNetwork.net.
Welcome to EC Radio Podcast. We would like to thank all of our sponsors for joining the Disruption team, and we hope that you will support all of our sponsors. And of course, we appreciate you listening to this program.
Attention listeners, the host of the show and the majority of his guests are not responsible for the correct pronunciation of words, vowel dropping, reduction of sentences, loud vocal inflections, passionate conversations, excessive talking with their hands, and several undefined words. All these terms are exempt for the fact that we are located in the upstate New York region known as Utica, New York. Furthermore, the views expressed by our guests are not those of Disruption Network and their sponsors. Have an invigorating day.
The madness continues on this Tuesday. How are you, people? Hope you're enjoying your day. Time to disrupt your afternoon with a little EC Radio, people. We're going to do some laughing. We might do some crying. But I'll tell you right now, we're going to have some fun. That's for damn sure. Full day today. Full freaking day. You can follow along on all Disruption Network social media platforms, and it's wrapped up into a nice little podcast of love you can find at DisruptionNetwork.net. Before we get into my guests, much love to the sponsors, Utica Coffee, WakeTheHellUp.com. You can find them online. The best coffee in the world. I love them. Fueled by them every day. Thank you so much to Frank and Heather for believing in the D. Also, much love to Saranac, EJA Moving Services, Utica Hemp Company, and Nye Volkswagen in Rome. Much love to all our sponsors, and happy holidays to everybody. Coming up in a little bit, we got 3 and Out. Great football podcast with Masucci and Mossy as they do their thing every Tuesday here on 3 and Out. Get up to date on all the latest news in the NFL. And later after that, we're having a little Christmas party with the Uncle Louie Variety Show, and that goes live at about 8:30. That's why I'm all decked out in red. I even got my Santa hat ready to roll. Got my choke slam hat. See? We're ready to roll. We're going to party tonight. I'm looking forward to it. But before we party tonight, we're going to party right now with my man Dave Berman, who's on the Skype line with us right now. Dave is from Laugh Yoga. You're still doing the Laugh Yoga, right? That's like your shtick, brother.
Yeah, laughter yoga. It's been something I've been involved with for years, but it's actually a little bit less kind of front and center for me these days.
Is it?
It's something that's just kind of evolved and grown, like we all do as people.
So what did it take a backseat to? What are you up to now? Well,
I guess the thing is, I teach laughter and laughter teaches me.
Okay.
So it just goes around in a circle. Like I've been all over the world sharing laughter with people, and it's helped me just discover so much about myself and about life. And so it's just been a really rich, valuable source of like discovery, insights.
And all these travels that you have, what's the most valuable lesson you've learned? from doing all this laughter yoga?
Can you see this ink on my wrist?
It says now.
Yeah. Without a doubt. That's it.
Be present.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. When you laugh, man, you're now. Like you're
present.
You're present, you're breathing. That's it. Laughter is the sound of joyful breathing.
Mm-hmm. It's also exercise too, right? When you contract your stomach muscles and it makes you feel better. I mean, if you can laugh and cry in one day, that's a full day, right?
Yeah, man. That's it.
So you're back in New York. Are you doing like yoga, laughter yoga here in the States as well too? Have you brought it over here?
Well, I mean, I started with laughter yoga when I was in California, 10, almost 11 years ago now, and it's taken me everywhere. And I am not actually teaching any laughter yoga classes. I have an online community where we have an online laughter session every morning at 9 a.m. for 15 minutes. We just get together and laugh on purpose. It is exercise, like you said, and it's a way to kind of learn things about ourselves.
Yeah, and open you up to, even laughing at yourself, because some people, I think, struggle with that, of laughing at yourself. If you can't laugh at yourself, then how could you laugh at any kind of situation or something that's comical?
It's true. I always tell people who are new to it being laughter yoga or intentional laughter, laughing on purpose, the most important way that we learn to laugh is like this. One finger. You do it with me?
Yep. Okay. Right. One.
Yeah, like this, right? And then turn it around. Yeah, kind of put it on an angle.
And point and start laughing. This guy right here. This one.
That's it.
That's
one. It. That's the most important laugh of all.
It's so true. Now, would you define, are you telling jokes when you're doing this laughter yoga, or is it just more of scenario type of thing, or more of an improv sketch type of thing?
Okay, so there's definitely not jokes and comedy. That's what we would call conditional laughter. Like we're talking about the condition of funny, which is outside of us. We don't need that to laugh. We can laugh unconditionally. We can laugh on purpose. We can laugh intentionally. So these phrases are all, kind of synonymous. Another one is inside out laughter. We're laughing because the laughter is already in us from the time we're born. So we're just letting it out. And sometimes we'll play with different scenarios or different movements, kind of like pretending we're a jack in the box, just playing around, just being childlike.
Yep.
There's no end to the number of ways that we can do that. It's literally infinite. So we're being playful, or we're just focusing on our breath. I was taught some very basic preliminary breathing things to do, in between laughter exercises, because we need to kind of catch our breath when we exercise, right?
Yeah.
But I've made up a lot of other, fun, playful breathing exercises that become laughter. So this is just one of the ways that my creativity and innovation has come into it.
Dave, you've been on this podcast a couple times before, but I'd like to talk about how you got into laughter yoga. And I mean, dude, you've come a long way from being a DJ at K-Rock, and now here you are traveling the world helping people, man. So talk about how this journey started for you.
Yeah. Well, I came across laughter yoga for the first time in April 2009. I was on vacation visiting a friend. She'd been going to some laughter sessions as part of grief work she was doing after her husband died. And I enjoyed it. But then I didn't know that it was happening where I lived at the time, up in Northern California in Humboldt. And about a year and a half later, I found that there was a weekly laughter club that met. So I started going, and I just fell head over heels for it, and I couldn't get enough. So I started doing it on my own every day as a way to wake up and get energized and get into a good mood. And that totally changed everything for me, because I was also just starting to work as a coach and hypnotherapist at that time. So I brought the laughter into my work and began kind of exploring and innovating, like I said. And so then that became presentations at hypnosis conferences and writing a book, and then creating this daily laughter video series, and then a training program that took me around the world to teach about laughter and hypnosis together. And so, yeah, it's just been like a constant evolution. And that's why I say, like, right now I'm not doing laughter yoga classes, but I'm still using laughter in everything I do. And the main focus is DaveBermanCoaching.com.
Excellent. And then you have a YouTube page as well, YouTube channel out there. Can you plug that as well?
Yeah, well, the Daily Laughers YouTube channel, I haven't posted much on there in a while.
You haven't?
Because I did the daily video series for almost 3.5 years. Mm-hmm. And for the first 2 years, I grew this big community on Facebook, and I posted the videos on YouTube. So every day I'm posting in both places. And YouTube is such a cesspool for commenting. It's not really good for building community. Facebook is so much better.
So true, man. So true.
So after the end of the second year, which was 2017, like once I got into 2018, I just focused on Facebook and I stopped posting on YouTube. And then in 2019, the videos continued until like April, and then I stopped. I think the last one was on April 15th, exactly 10 years after the very first laughter yoga class that I ever attended.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of closure, full circle, that sort of thing.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And people actually, I have a couple people texting in right now. They want to know if there's any laughter yoga classes anywhere is remotely close to the 315, the upstate New York region here in Utica or Syracuse.
I don't know off the top of my head, but the way to find out is laughteryoga.org.
Okay.
There is a directory of laughter classes, laughter clubs on that website. It's not always up to date, so if you find something there, I recommend that you contact the organizer, the teacher, and make sure that it's still happening before you travel.
Right on. And there's a bunch of different exercises they could check out online as well, too, and they can participate in, right?
Oh, yeah, we can do some. I mean, we did.
Of course. We're going to do some.
But yeah, I mean, in all these videos that I'm talking about, I mean, I made close to 1,200 videos.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So, if you want to see that stuff, go to the Daily Laughers Facebook group. Forget about YouTube. Go to the Daily Laughers Facebook group. That's still going, even though I'm not posting a new video every day. Or laugh with me live every day. I have a different group for that. Membership, $10 a month to be part of that, with the live call every day, and a class. Like, I host a mini class every week where I'm sharing about what I call laughter life lessons. Mm-hmm. So, laughter. I said I teach laughter and laughter teaches me. Well, all this stuff that laughter's taught me about life. So I share this kind of stuff in a 20-minute class Thursday mornings after our laughter session.
So let's go over some of these things that laughter has taught you about life. Other than now, what other things has it taught you?
Yeah, well, like with little babies, right? We go peekaboo, peekaboo. Right? Sometimes we see clearly. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we don't. It doesn't change what's real and true, right? To a little baby, they think, Daddy's gone. Where did Daddy go? Daddy's back, right? But Daddy didn't really go anywhere, right? So in life, sometimes we're aware that what we're feeling right now, our emotions, are really just a reflection of our thinking in that moment.
Yep.
That's the only thing we're ever feeling, right? We don't feel the future. We feel our thinking about what might happen. We don't feel the past. We feel what we're thinking as a memory, right? So we feel what we think right now. Sometimes we see that really clearly, and sometimes we don't. And laughing has really helped me to kind of get that. And when I'm not seeing things clearly, it's okay. Like, it's not anything to be freaked out about. It's like, on a cloudy day, would you get freaked out that you can't see the sun? No. The sun is still there and it's going to come back, right? You're going to be able to see it as soon as the clouds part. So, yeah. So this is something that has kind of dropped in for me from being like, yeah, that's a cool idea. That kind of makes sense. Like when somebody else is saying this to me, to like really getting that in a deep way that like I don't care if I don't feel so good. Like that's not going to freak me out. It's going to pass. It's like just temporary cloudy day.
Kind of goes along with the Michael Franti song, "Bad shit happens, but good shit happens too." Right? Do you know that song?
Yeah.
I love that song. Anyways, I don't know what made me think of that, but so true, man. It's good. We should do a couple exercises. I'm feeling the laughter yoga today. I'm feeling it.
All right.
All right. So what do you got for me?
So here's one that's great for beginners.
Okay. I have to look at you sideways because my camera's over here and you're off to the side over here. And unfortunately, you're not right directly in front of me. So, so if you see me to the side, that's why. So go ahead.
Okay, so this one's really good for beginners. So we're going to just play with the size and shape of our mouth, and our laugh is going to kind of mimic that. So we start with our lips pursed and our mouth real small, and our laugh will be real small. And as our face gets bigger, our smile gets bigger, we'll laugh more and more, and then smaller, less and less, so like this.
So how big do we got to get? Oh, no, we're coming back in. We're closing back in. No, we're coming back up. When you're doing these exercises, what's the largest amount of people that you've had in a room together laughing at once? Have you had hundreds of people doing this exercises before?
Yeah, when I went to Chiang Rai, Thailand, I gave like a school assembly for over 700 kids. It was about 30 minutes. I had a translator, so I'm talking to the kids and I'm showing them different ways to laugh, and that was the biggest one I ever did.
It must have been amazing.
Yeah,
and it's infectious. When somebody laughs, it's contagious. It kind of bounces out, and it's a vibrant thing as well. You hear somebody laughing, and you want to start laughing too. So it's very infectious.
Yeah.
Do you come up with new exercises every day, or are these something like in a handbook, or is this something you're just kind of using as improv, or how do you come up with these?
I do come up with new ones often, but not necessarily every day.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely like some basic ones that are taught to everybody, and then the more I've been involved, the more I've innovated and created new ones.
Just kind of expanding on old techniques.
Yeah, or just being inspired by a random thought or something I see. I made up a bunch of things in Vietnam that involve Vietnamese culture or words. There's an exercise that is done all around the world called magic laughter, where we put our fingers like this, and so we're going like, okay, so this, I'll show you the English version, and then we'll do the Vietnamese version.
Okay.
So in English, we'd go like this: we one finger and one finger, and we go a.
Okay.
So it's magic, right? We two fingers now, they're both on the same hand.
Okay.
And then we do it again, and it becomes 2 and 2, and we do it again, and it becomes 4 and 4.
Okay.
So it's like the fingers are doubling, so it's like exponential or multiplication.
Gotcha.
But in Vietnamese, I decided to make it addition to help people learn some basic Vietnamese words and math. So I'll actually teach you 5 Vietnamese words now, if you like.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so one is mot.
Mot.
Mot. Mot.
Mot. Okay.
Two is hi.
Hi.
Hi, 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 hi.
Hi, 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 hi.
3 is ba.
Ba.
Ba. And 4 is bone.
Bone.
Okay, and then the word for and is va.
Va. Okay.
Va. Okay, so now we're going to do some math. We're going to be adding.
Okay.
So we got mot,
Mot.
va, mot.
Vote.
Mot, va, mot. One and one.
More than one. Okay, gotcha.
1 and 1, right? Okay. So then we go va,
Va,
va.
va.
Hi, 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 hi.
All right, so give me the definitions of these words.
Okay, mot is 1.
Okay, I got you. So we're counting in
Hi
Vietnamese.
is 2.
Okay.
We're doing math. Yeah. Hi
Okay.
is 2.
Okay.
Ba is 3.
Ba
And
is
bone is 4.
Gotcha.
Right? So then we got 2 and 1. Hi, va, mot, va, ba. Right, so now we got 3. Right? Then we do 3 and 1, and we get bone for 4. So I'll show this to little kids on the streets in Saigon. Like they may know the words, but they haven't learned math yet. Or I'll show this to adults in the U.S. Because I've done some workshops, and so people want to hear my travel stories. So I'll show them this exercise because they're familiar with the English version, and then this kind of blows them away. And it's I don't know where it came from. It just it's just creativity shows up when you kind of get your thinking out of the way. And that's something that I notice a lot about laughter too. When we laugh, we can notice the quiet in our head.
Mm-hmm. It's important. That space. No, it is. It's important.
Yeah.
It really is. And, inner peace as well. Yeah. Where do you get your inspiration from on creating some of these exercises?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't really know. Like it just
pops up, comes.
Yeah, I mean, I know it comes from within, but yeah, experience will sometimes bring things to me. Mm-hmm. Here's another one. The breathing is such a key part. This is why it's laughter yoga. In yoga, there's a big emphasis on breathing. So when we're laughing, we're breathing, but we have to have some real kind of intentional breath work in between the laughter exercises to make sure we don't get into hyperventilation or the heart rate can get really accelerated. So right arm straight up, turn your head to the right, breathe in. Like, that armpit stinks.
Wilbur.
And we do it on the other side, left arm
and then
up.
you go to the left arm, and then you look to the
Turn
left.
to breathe in.
Right. Smell your pit. It's so silly, but it's so fun too, and it's just like it's the childish antics that bring you back to your childhood a little bit, and it's just so carefree and innocent, It's awesome. Do you meditate, Dave?
Laughter is a form of meditation for me. I used to sit in a traditional meditation pose every day. I did that for, a few years. These days it's seldom, once in a while. But for me, laughing is meditative. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's one thing I have difficult with is meditation, and I've been trying, and I'm trying different ways, and it's hard to shut the brain off. How do you shut your brain off?
See, this is another thing that I've learned through laughter. I'm glad you asked me this question. I don't think that we need to flip a switch or do anything to shut our brains off. Here's what I've come to understand. Mm-hmm. Just as our body has a physical immune system, we also have a mental immune system, and it's self-correcting. Self-correcting in the sense if you tried to hold your breath until you passed out, you couldn't do it, right? Your body will self-correct and start making you breathe again. If you tried to stay awake for days on end, you wouldn't be able to do it. At some point, your body's just going to start sleeping. So we have these self-correcting mechanisms. If you get a wound on your hand, it's going to form a scab, right? So self-correction is an experience that we all know and familiar with, but we don't necessarily realize that's what happens in our mind when we just relax about stuff, when we don't overthink. So laughter is a way to kind of discover this natural capacity, this self-correcting mental immune system that we all have.
Man, and so the mental immune system, I love that. I love that
coaching work, man. This is gold I'm giving you right here.
I love it. I love it. It's something I've been struggling with, though. It's like thinking I have to shut the brain down to meditate, and now that I'm listening to you, I'm gonna try more laughter.
Well, I'll tell you, man, it's that trying that's getting in the way.
It's just more doing, right? Or just more being present, which we were talking about in the beginning of this podcast.
Well, those are kind of in contrast to each other.
Okay.
When you're doing, you're not really so much in the mode of being. But if you stop doing and you just be, things will be easier. Things will be more natural. Things will kind of be more automatic, you know?
They kind of come to you more.
You know, do you remember when we worked together at K-Rock? I had a nickname. I'm sure you'll remember. The staff used to call me what?
Honestly, Dave,
About my feet.
Were you like a hippie or something, right, or whatever?
I didn't wear things on my feet when I was in the studio, so they called me Shoeless Dave.
Shoeless Dave, that's right. I forgot. Man. You're going to remember, those are my blackout years, so I'm not going to remember too much from then. But Shoeless Dave, I do remember this, yes.
Yeah, I thought you would. I've had many nicknames over the years. You know, like I can remember for like a week in third grade, the kids called me Berman the Frog, which was great. You know, in college, I was called Diamond Dave. But now one of the phrases that's come along is Stress Buster Buddy. I am your stress buster buddy. So for people who are like really heavily impacted by overthinking and stress and anxiety, like especially this time of year at the holidays and whatever else going on, you can laugh with me for 15 minutes at a time in private sessions where we can help you get a totally different perspective on stress and overthinking and anxiety and how you're getting in your own way and how, you know, trying and doing is actually counterproductive, and just breathing with this sound, the sound of this can make such a huge difference to you. So I have a program called Stress Buster Buddy where you can have as many 15-minute private sessions with me as you want for a month for one price. So it's a good deal. So, you know, DaveBermanCoaching.com/stressbuster if you're, you know, interested in having some help like that.
I hear a jingle going on in my head right now. Stress Buster Buddy. we gotta write you a jingle for that one.
Okay.
That's a great nickname for you, though, man. You are the Stress Buster. That's a good handle for you. I like that. How many different nicknames you've had throughout the years? And
yeah, there's been a few.
Yeah, right, for sure. Dave Berman on the Skype line with me here on EC Radio. Dave is now. What would you call your title? What would your title be?
Life and Laughter Coach.
Life and Laughter Coach. So you also do maybe some life coaching as well and trying to help people live a better life? Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
I mean, the people who I'm working with nowadays are people who are looking to make like kind of a big leap, like level up their life. You know, maybe they want to leave the corporate world and do their own thing, or they've been doing their own thing, but they kind of want to take it to another level, and they're just trying too hard. They're overthinking it, and they're taking themselves really seriously. So they're kind of uptight, and they're you know, they're a little strung out. So, you know, I work with people like that. I also work with people who are just so serious about being professionals that they can't leave the work at home to be playful with their kids and loving with their partner. And so like divorce is hanging over their head. I mean, I went through that. I got divorced and I was so not in this space then, but if I was, my marriage would have survived. And so helping people who are struggling with that kind of work-life balance. I've got a 13-week program called Play as Big as You Dream. That's for those kind of people.
Excellent. What would you tell somebody who is, such as me, an overthinker? What kind of advice would you give an overthinker?
Well, it's
It's laughable.
I mean, you don't have to do that. Like it's that's as much a being as it as anything else. Like, you're not doing that, right? You don't choose your thoughts. You don't control your thoughts. They're just kind of happening. And so what's happening when you're overthinking? It's a temporary, innocent misunderstanding, right? You like I was saying before about the seeing it and not seeing it. Mm-hmm. Right? So we don't always recognize where our experience of life is coming from. Like, we think our feelings are coming from that jerk who did such and such a thing, right? And we blame other people, but we're completely 100% responsible for our experience. And it's coming from our thoughts. And we don't control our thoughts and we don't choose our thoughts. But we also often don't understand the nature of thought. So what I tell people who are experiencing a lot of overthinking is it's just a temporary, innocent misunderstanding. Let's laugh and play a bit, and you will see something new. You will come to understand through your own experience something new that will help you just allow that self-correcting mechanism to kick in. Your mental immune system will do what it does if you get out of the way.
What's the best way of keeping the mental immune system healthy and intact? Other than laughing, too. I knew you were going to say laughing, of course, but what are other exercises that you can do besides laughing to keep your mental immune system intact?
Well, I don't think you have to do anything. What I think is the key is understanding, right? You're either seeing or not seeing, not seeing or seeing. How it works, right? It works a certain way, and we either completely don't get it or we get it. And even when we get it, we don't always see it clearly, right? It's very easy to get tricked by the ego, the part of our mind that's trying to sabotage us, create conflict, introduce doubt. All the ways that we suffer are just generated from within based on not understanding. And that misunderstanding is often very temporary and innocent. And this is something that I knew and I learned and I studied and explored in training as a coach, but it didn't fully kind of click and get digested and become real for me until I was in Vietnam and living there full time and, walking around the city of Saigon, just interacting spontaneously, creatively, playfully with strangers who I couldn't even speak the same language as, but through that kind of interaction, I learned so much about myself and about life. And this is, among those huge laughter life lessons. Everything's just an innocent misunderstanding. There's no need to blame people. There's no need to even, find fault with yourself. Just be kind to yourself. Love yourself enough to know that, it's just a temporary misunderstanding. It's like, peekaboo with yourself.
Great words, man. Great words. And sometimes we have a hard time getting out of our own way, and the ego does get in the way. And that's something I struggle with all the time, too. My ego sometimes can overtake my thoughts and my actions. And it's learning how to keep that in check, And something like laughter yoga could really balance me out a little bit. So I think we need to have these conversations more and often.
Yeah, well, this is, I think, the third time that I've been on your show, and the past two times we said, yeah, let's do this more often.
Yeah, I know. But you're always you're traveling all over the place, and I'm all over the place, and it's hard to connect. But we really do. And now that you're back in the States, I think we need to actually get together and maybe do it together and make a video together. I think it would be fun.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I came back to New York in the beginning of May because my mom was getting ready to check out, and then she passed a couple of weeks after I got back. And
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, thank you. I've stayed to help my dad ever since then, and so that took a while to primarily get his house ready for sale, and now it's sold. So we're in the process of getting him moved. And within the next 6 or 8 weeks or so, I'll be done kind of with my family duties here, and then I'm going to take off again.
What's the plan for you?
Well, I'll decide in about 6 or 8 weeks. I haven't completely decided. I mean, I can go back to Saigon anytime and kind of just slip back into, the life I had there. But I might stick around a little bit longer and do some stuff. Like if you and I, maybe off air, were to scheme a little bit about doing some kind of a workshop up in Utica, I could get up there and we could do something with your crowd and have a good time and learn some stuff about ourselves.
You got the hamster turning into my wheel right now thinking about some stuff. So, yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. I think that would be a lot of fun to get you up here. And who knows, we could turn it into some sort of party. One big laughing party.
Yeah, and then I could come in your studio and be live with you in there, and you could look straight at me.
I would love that. Hey, since you've been back, I know you're a big live music fan. Have you been checking out any live music since you've been back in the States?
Over the summer, I caught a couple of Fish shows up at SPAC, and I saw Blues Traveler and Mo together here on Long Island, and nice. I think that's about it. So it's been a few months since I've been to any shows.
Fish is on fire right now, too.
Well, I've listened to everything that they've done. Fishshows.com has all the shows for download, pretty much all of them. Bonnaroo, this past summer's Bonnaroo shows aren't up there. I don't know why, but yeah, I've been listening to every show. So I heard the Providence shows from last weekend, and I'll hear the rest of the tour, I'm sure. Yeah, they sound great.
Is there any new music out there you're exploring that I should know about, or you just listen to the same old classics?
Well, I'm a huge fan of the Mother Hips. They're a Bay Area band, and I'm sure I've mentioned them to you before. Actually, what the hell am I thinking? I just went out to the West Coast for 2 weeks, and the whole reason was because I wanted to attend the 2 Mother Hips Halloween shows. Like, have I not been to any shows? Yeah, of course I have. So, yeah, I went out to see the Mother Hips play in Sweetwater, which is owned now by Bob Weir. It's a very old classic venue in Mill Valley, just north of San Francisco. And I guess Bobby bought it a few years back, and it's in a different location than it used to be. But whatever, it's Sweetwater. It's this classic venue. So I had to go to these shows. So I booked some workshops out there, and I arranged to visit all these old friends. And I traveled, all around Northern California and up into Oregon, and did these gigs to help me pay for what was essentially a vacation to see these shows.
See, that's the way to do it, Dave. That's smart. Yeah. That's the way to do it for sure. When you're doing laughter yoga, is music on at all, or is it completely quiet other than what you're doing?
Yeah, I don't use any music, but sometimes we do exercises that involve music, like making music. Like, I showed you the Pop Quiz the Weasel, but we do other things like, it wouldn't work out so well with just the 2 of us, but sometimes if we have a group, we'll assemble them like in an orchestra pit, and we'll have one person be the conductor, and everybody will choose their instrument to pretend they're holding, a bass guitar, drums, trumpet, whatever, and then you just make laughter sounds imitating the instrument, and it's just total noise. It's not like really playing a symphony together, but that's just one of the ways of creatively using laughter and movement.
I call that Friday night usually. When friends get together and make a lot of obnoxious noise together, that's usually a Friday. Let's do another exercise. I feel another exercise coming on. What do we got? What do you got for me? All
right. Well, we did this one, I think, the very first time that you had me on, but I know it was so much fun, and I know it kind of fits for your audience. So here's a can for you. All right, and a can for me. I'm going to pop mine open in a second.
Okay.
And some kind of laughter is going to come out. I don't know what it's going to be, but whatever it is, you're going to copy me until I close the can, and then you'll open yours, and we'll find out what's inside yours, and I'll copy you, all right?
Okay, so. I gotcha.
All right, what's in your can?
All right, ready?
Yeah. Another one. Here.
I shut it, and I'm still laughing over it. All right, so I got one over here.
Yeah, don't think about it. Just do it. Yeah, that's great. So that is canned laughter. We don't need televion shows with a laugh track.
Canned laughter
is canned laughter.
Dave Berman, you cracked me up with this. I love it. And it's so cool, man. I mean, you're helping people. Tell me a good inspirational story that you have been behind the scenes for, like somebody you've helped out throughout your career doing this, throughout your journey with laughter yoga. So tell me a good inspirational story.
Well, there's a woman in Germany named Kirsten who was part of my program this time last year, actually. And she had a serious, corporate job. I don't even remember, what it was, but she's been doing laughter yoga for a while. And it just felt like, she's got one life at work and then another life totally different outside of that. And she wanted to kind of just have one way of being, just get up in the morning and be herself and love life and not have to kind of leave her personality at home when she went to work. And after we got done with the coaching program, Play As Big As You Dream, she decided to do another training program, different from what I was working on with her, where she got trained to be a corporate happiness ambassador. Like, this is a thing. So, she left her job and she retrained, and now she works helping transform business workplaces to be, more pleasant and playful and creative and better teamwork. Yeah. So I'm available for that kind of stuff too.
Are you still in touch with her?
Oh yeah. I'm not looking for a job at a company like that, but I could come in as a consultant and do stuff like that, and do workshop about teamwork or stress reduction. Or creativity. There's all sorts of ways where businesses can benefit from bringing me in, or somebody who's got a lot of experience working with laughter. But primarily me. You want to bring me in.
Yeah. You're the guy. Yeah. It's good team building exercises too, I imagine. Yeah. Right? Especially when you're doing like these workshops and you're doing like these improv skits. I'm sure it helps people build relationships and better communication with one another as well.
It does. It helps people lower their inhibitions and feel, kind of more free to express themselves. And it definitely unleashes creativity from within, kind of like what we keep bottled up inside. Oh, man, laughter will really help it come out in the best of ways.
Absolutely, for sure. We got a comment out there, Ralph Cavo checking in saying, I'm watching you guys do this and think these two nuts are laughing like goofballs. I'm laughing along with you guys. Thanks. That made my day. So there you go, Ralph. Thank you. I'm glad we can make your day. In fact, since Ralph is talking about it, I think we should do another exercise.
All right. So here's another one. This
talking to you makes me laugh.
All right. This is a breathing exercise that I made up last year. So there's 3 parts to this breath.
Okay.
So on the inhale, we're going to pucker our face. This is called the sour face breath. So we're going to pucker our face on the inhale like we're just eating a lemon. So it looks like this. And then the exhale has 2 parts to it. So first, we're going to puff out our cheeks and hold the air in our mouth. And then we're going to roll our lips as we slowly let the air out. So it's going to sound like letting the air out of a balloon. So we do all 3 parts together now. Yeah, exactly. So let's do it all together now. 3 parts. Ready? This is the sour face breath. Okay. Breathe in.
Right. One more time.
Okay.
All right.
I'll tell you the secret to that.
Okay, tell me the secret.
Okay, so when I first made that up, we didn't have the middle part where you puff out your cheeks.
Okay.
And everybody was spitting everywhere. So what I found was that the middle part, when you puff out your cheeks, just in that very brief moment that we hold the air in our mouths, you can tell if you're going to spit or not, and you can just slightly adjust your lips. So when you do the lip roll, you don't spit all over everybody.
Or spit all over this microphone, right?
Yeah, So yeah, laughter yoga makes breathing fun.
Absolutely, man. What do you do in your downtime? What do you do when you're just kind of hanging out, like some of your hobbies and stuff?
Yeah, I like to run. I do traditional yoga to stretch my body before I run.
Mm-hmm.
I like to read. I like to listen to people. So I have friends all over the world, and for me, the best thing that I do is just stay in touch with friends. And it's partly about catching up, but I feel so often like I'm less interested in talking about myself. I don't mind it, obviously, but I'm always more interested in listening and helping people feel heard. I think that's emerged for me. The longer that I've been a coach, the more I've learned to enjoy doing that.
That's awesome, man. And helping people, man. And that's so cool. What a great response to it is listening to people. And so many people are so infatuated with themselves so much that no one really takes the time out to listen to somebody else. Really,
yeah.
We're in this self-gratification world that we live in with all the technology that we got and stuff, and we really that's taken away from the one-on-one communication and and the respect and the conversation. The art of conversation is totally out the window these days, especially with these things that we have in our hands all the time. We're all addicted to our damn phones, but
yeah. I'm guilty of that too. I mean, I want to say this publicly right now.
Okay.
I am, even though I do business to some degree through Facebook, I am making an honest effort to reduce my time on Facebook and actually to increase my time on LinkedIn, to make more, kind of professional connections and have those interactions be more meaningful and worthwhile. I'm just kind of over the frivolousness of Facebook, and it would be easy to say, you like not frivolous. Yeah, I've got plenty of frivolousness. I just don't need to keep scrolling on my phone,
Right.
Yeah.
The mindless scroll. Think about it. That's the first thing I do. Get up in the morning and you're scrolling on Facebook for like a good half hour. It's like, I'm wasting all this damn time of just probably nothing. Looking at some girl from high school who is sick today and is making chicken soup. I don't really care. Anyways.
Well, I'll show you one last thing.
Okay.
I'm sensing maybe you want to go soon. So what I do when I first wake up, and this goes all the way back to the beginning. I told you when I first found laughter yoga, there was a weekly club in Arcata, California, and I started going, but it wasn't enough for me. So I started laughing on my own every day. And here's what I started doing that I still do almost 10 years later. Every day when I get out of bed, the first thing I do, please do this with me.
Okay.
I start gently tapping and bouncing. This is in front of the mirror, and I'm laughing.
You just tap and laugh.
And bouncing and jumping all over my body. It just totally wakes me up, puts me in a great mood.
Every day you do this?
Every day I do this. Every day for 10 years I've been doing this. This is how I start my day. This is, if you want to be a morning person, this will help you become a morning person. Spend 1 to 2 minutes in front of the mirror looking at your own frivolous, ridiculous self, tapping and laughing. And then we'll finish it with a big deep breath in. We reach up, we go, yes!
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 So you're celebrating every morning.
Celebrate everything. Yeah,
Celebrate get up in the morning and celebrate, because you're pretty much celebrating that you're still alive, correct?
Yeah. I had little cousins here over Thanksgiving, and I laughed and played with them a ton. And their mom, also my cousin, she just posted on Facebook today and tagged me. So anybody who goes on my timeline today will see this. my two little cousins, 6 years old and 4 years old, they go, yes. It's the most adorable thing.
That's got to warm your heart.
Yeah, it's beautiful to see kids laugh because they don't need a reason either.
Right.
You know, this is why, you know, what I'm suggesting about unconditional laughter. Like, we don't have to depend on anything external. Laughter's already inside us. Babies do it even before they can speak a language or intellectually make sense of what's funny.
Mm-hmm.
So to think that you can't laugh would be an example of one of those temporary, innocent misunderstandings. You were born with laughter inside you. You can choose to allow it out on purpose, intentionally. So, yeah.
We have a question out there. How does it work for people who are suffering from depression? Do you have a couple stories you could tell us of how you've helped people through their depressions?
Yeah, lots of people have found that their depression and their anxiety completely shift from developing a laughter practice. There's a woman I know, I think she's in Indianapolis or somewhere in you know, the middle of the country. Her name's Tanaz Bamboa, something like that. I haven't talked to her in a while, but she has a great personal story about her bipolar just really being alleviated from her laughter practice. And she's got a testimonial from her psychiatrist.
Wow.
Who talks about how different she was before she started laughing and after she'd been laughing for a while. You know, she was not a client of mine, but she's like a colleague, someone who I know has had a profound shift. But there's lots and lots of stories of people with mood disorders greatly benefiting from it. And you know, we can't make claims of cure because we're not doctors.
Right.
We can talk about how different people's experience of life is. So, you know, if you're looking for a different experience of life, that's something I can 100% help you discover from within. So DaveBermanCoaching.com. Get in touch with me.
And you put people on a great path and a great journey, and it's all through a simple thing as such as laughing. And it's amazing what you're doing, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
It's amazing helping people, and you've helped people all over the world, man. How many miles do you think you got logged in?
I have no idea. I don't know.
You know, what a journey though you've been on, man. It's impressive.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hey, I'm curious.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen you. I've seen pictures of you. I've seen videos of you. We've talked a few times over the past few years, but I never thought to ask you this question.
Okay.
How long have you been growing your beard?
You know, I think it's coming up on 10 years. I have no idea. I lost count. I totally lost count. I don't know. I think it's coming up on 10 years. But actually, I'm going to donate it.
Oh, that's awesome.
To the Smithsonian. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to do an auction, and it's going to be an auction for charity. And I haven't really come up with the charity yet, but it's coming off my face really soon. So, and then there's a lot of people out there who would love to see this beard off my face. But yeah, I'm going to do it. Normally what I do in October, I used to dye it pink for Real Men Wear Pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This year I didn't do that. And this year I decided I'm going to do something a little bit different. And I think I'm going to do like a little auction and try to raise some money for some cause or whatever. And, you know, it's hair. It grows back, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is
Hey,
this is my
mention.
bib too, and it's also my flavor saver. Like I keep food in it and whatnot. I'm like Captain Caveman, you know. What was the question you wanted to ask me? Cowabunga, dude.
So there's a free ebook I want to mention. It's called 5 Ways Laughter Will Change Your Life.
Okay.
And you can get that for free on the homepage of my website, DaveBermanCoaching.com. 5 Ways Laughter Will Change Your Life. So I'd love for more people to see that. I'd love for some new stress buster buddies in my life, and you know, play as big as you dream. That's kind of the big one. Like if you're ready to go deep and completely have a new experience of life, that's what you want.
Dave the Stress Buster Berman. I love it. That's a great handle you have there, my friend. Imagine if that was your radio handle back in the day.
Oh my God, I was not that person. I was not this person then.
None of us were, man.
Right?
It's amazing. That brings me to this question. Well, if you could go back in time and give yourself some advice, say going back to our K-Rock days back in like 96, 97, what kind of advice would you give yourself?
Don't take yourself so seriously. Yeah. I mean, even though I, was a wise ass and I would say funny things sometimes, I still took it all so seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I took myself so seriously. So that would be the number one thing I would say to anybody.
It's solid advice. And now, to show the tattoo, Dave. Show him the tattoo. There you go. Now, stay present, people. I think that's the PSA for the day today.
Yeah.
Is to stay present and worry about the now. You can't control what's going on in the future. Don't reflect on the past. Just live in the now.
Yeah. Well, I got a saying, now is always a good time to laugh, play, and feel good.
Right. Now I have that Van Halen song and stuck in my head.
Right now. There's no tomorrow.
See? All those years in rock radio, my friend, everything goes back to music and songs.
Yeah. Right on.
This has been great, man. It's so great to catch up with you, my friend. And let's make this happen to where maybe you can come up to Utica. It's only like maybe, a 4-hour journey for you for where you are right now?
Yeah, maybe less. Yeah, I'd be totally down if we could arrange a workshop. I mean, put something out on your social media. Like take a survey. How many people would be interested in coming to a half-day event where we spend time laughing and kind of exploring laughter life lessons? We could do it on a Saturday or a Sunday, sometime in late January, early February.
That would be great, man. That would be great. Yeah, let's definitely keep in touch, keep the lines of communication open, and I'd like to move forward. I think that would be a lot of fun just to get out there and just to catch up with you, man, and be in each other's presence would be a lot of fun. I think the last time we were in each other's presence was like San Francisco or something, like 2000. It's been a long time, bro.
It's been a long time. I kind of remember when I lived in San Francisco, we bumped into each other in the lot at a fish show in Vegas when your cousin Joe was playing.
Oh yeah.
I think that was the last time I saw you.
Wow, that's crazy. I was just telling that story the other day that the cops had to shut down that show. Joe was playing, and the crowd was just so big watching those guys play that the cops just came in on horseback nonetheless and just broke up the whole party. So I was just telling that story the other day. What a great time, though. Wow. Those are my blackout years, Dave, so I'm glad you can refresh my brain on some of those moments. One more time, give your address, your web address, and if people are interested in maybe having a session with you, how do they get in touch with you?
Yeah. So DaveBermanCoaching.com. On the homepage, you can have my free ebook, 5 Ways Laughter Will Change Your Life. And if you're interested in having some time together and lowering your stress, learning to laugh, DaveBermanCoaching.com/StressBuster, the StressBuster Buddy Program. As many 15-minute laughter sessions with me as you want for a whole month, one price. And then kind of the big life-changing, deep dive program is called Play As Big As You Dream.
I love it.
So that's at DaveBermanCoaching.com/playbig.
Play big. I love it. Great PSA today, too. I like the PSA. I try to throw a PSA out every day, public service announcement. And today's public service announcement is live in the now. Live in the now. So
now it's always a good time to laugh, play, and feel good.
Yes. Well, much love and respect to you, my friend, and continue to do what you're doing and helping the world one laugh at a time, man. I think what you're doing is great, and keep up all the great work. Yes, definitely.
Right on. Thanks, man. I appreciate getting to come and romp in your playground here. So thank you.
It's great what you're doing, man, and keep up all the great work. Before we get out, much love to EJ Moving Services, Utica Hemp Co., Nye Volkswagen in Rome, Utica Coffee, and our good friends over at Saranac. Much love to all our sponsors, and thank you for all that they do. We got 3 and Out coming up in just a little bit. That's at about 7 o'clock for all you football enthusiasts. That goes live at 7 from my birth. garagebar.com, as well as the Uncle Louie Variety Show is hitting. We're having a Christmas party tonight at 8:30. Come join us. It's going to be a great time. We've got a lot of things happening. We got a mentalist coming in. We got some comedians coming in, some singers, songwriters, food. It's going to be off the charts. We're probably going to get drunk too. So if you like some drunk laughter, it's going on tonight on the D right around 8:30 with the Uncle Louie Variety Show. Straight out of the basement is what they call their streamcast. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with the boys and stuff like that. So excited, very excited. Big day here on the D. So make sure you keep it locked in. Share, subscribe, like, comment, tweet, retweet, follow, all that stuff. All that social media lingo that you people do on a daily basis. Do that when it comes to Disruption Network. All you got to do is Google us. So if you Google us, and you'll find us. We'll come running and just click subscribe and like and follow and all that other stuff. Give us some hearts. And also give us a review on Apple Podcasts. That would be greatly appreciated. And, of course, when you are looking for us, you can find us at disruptionnetwork.net. Dave Berman, thank you so much, man. This has been a lot of fun. Looking forward to catching up with you really soon. And maybe if we don't do this in the near future, we'll continue to do these conversations often. And I think it's important for us to get together and laugh like this. So,
yeah, right on, man. Anytime. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. And come.
Okay, ciao.
Yeah, everybody have a good day. We'll see you soon. Later.
You know what the hell you're listening to?
It's EC Radio.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at Nye Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my Nye VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyvwofrome.com.
Want to know what's going on at the D? Hit up disruptionnetwork.net and check out our events calendar, brought to you by the Events Co. Find out about upcoming guests, special events, concerts, show schedules, community activities, and more. Get connected at disruptionnetwork.net.
Only on the D.